2 of the CSGO Asia tournament, and so far it's actually just been great. We're having a full best-of-3 format, and today we're going to continue with that. We're in Group B now, and it's Heroic versus MVP.PK. We're on map number 2, and that's going to be on Cash, as you can tell. So far, it's just I've just really been loving this whole tournament. I think it's a great format. The players, they get to play at the same hotel that they're staying at, so it's like super nice for them.
Yeah.
And there's a great venue here that we're going to move to later.
Absolutely.
No spoilers, but yeah, so far I've been loving everything about this.
Yeah, no, it's been super so far, and again, also an added benefit to be able to see a lot of these Asian teams play against international competition, which is always fun. And even though the first bout MVP had didn't go too well on Mirage, Cash is their map pick.
Oh, but this could be actually really bad. You see the 3-man stack. They don't have a Molotov for any of the corners, and the fact that Modi can look over the container to actually, or Rubino, I think it is, to look over the container to spot might be a bit of an issue.
Well, maybe either Spider senses are tingling right here because they're backing off. They do have Sign on the opposite side of the map over towards B. This might actually be a setup for a B push, just with a single smoke down towards the B entrance, which would cut off Modi with his current positioning right now. But it seems like they want to think twice of it. They want to go for some mid control here. To be fair, as you mentioned, with the stack on the Heroic side, it's not exactly the most bolstered up defense.
No, so if they end up at the B bomb side, that would be a really good call for MVP. That would be the sort of call they need to start off the second map in a strong way. S-Tag not afraid seemingly to take a fight there. There are a lot of people on the other side, so even with the Glock versus USP, you want to be careful. And they're going to be quick on this B bomb side. Let's see if Modi could do anything to stop it. He's got a very strange angle that he's holding. I'm wondering if he's going to be visible from the other side. The smoke is going to stop him from really doing much, and he's just tapping away, hoping for a headshot. And they all crossed pretty much flawlessly. There's a little bit of damage done, but it will be Glow who picks up the first kill here, taking down Freiburg. A much better start here for the South Korean team. And I think they needed it as well. It was a tough first map for them, but this is looking much better here at the beginning.
Yeah, and you talked about how it could have been a bit of an issue MVP not having nades to take that A bomb site. Same issue for Heroic here. They don't have any utility here.
No, they're just walking in, having a lot of trouble. Sign gonna pick up 2 kills and Miniseta to close out the round. MVP pick up the pistol win on Cash, and that's the kind of beginning they were looking for.
That's the start they need for sure. So they make the correct assumption. They didn't really get any sort of information off of the back of moving towards A initially, or not necessarily seeing anything in mid, but solid smoke. Fortunate that Modi doesn't play from sight in that scenario, but they still play it off really nicely, especially in that Afro plant position. You could tell they used the couple of flash that they had left there to the best of their ability, and it lands them 3 kills.
Yeah, really good job, and now they just need to survive the second round, which
easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly. We've been alluding to the fact that that doesn't always work out so well, although there's more Deagles than CSET 75s on Heroic. I love this team.
They're Danish after all.
They are Danish.
They do actually have a fair spread, though. It's like 1 Norwegian, 1 Sweden, 1 Dane with a Deagle.
Yeah.
All of Scandinavia in action.
Let's see. Rubino setting up for a flashbang. Could be really cool. Will at least slow them down a fair bit as the rotation starts to come in. That one shot actually did a lot, but the grenade return is really nicely put in, and they're just going to be cleaning it up. In spite of a pretty good stack, I mean, there was 4 people here at the bomb site, and all they do is a bit of damage. Good job. They're going to love everything about this.
That's a good, again, good approach from MVP. Nice little tag there.
That's great.
But yeah, MVP going through the motions of just putting down Molotovs and smokes as you like.
Can you imagine for a minute the utter nightmare of returning the 1.6 sprays where you can just upload your custom?
Oh, that'd be so good. I'm still sad that we haven't had a ladder.
Yeah, that was a classic.
That was a classic. Going on a public server, just tagging up a ladder. The most random points. People would still try to walk up that thing.
Immediately, if that happened, all of the broadcasts would just be
ladders everywhere.
Well, and worse things. It wouldn't be good, would it?
No, wouldn't be PG friendly anymore.
So just USPs and nothing else in this round. Not even a single flashbang. What a disappointment.
Solo is going to be the front man to find initial aggression. He's going to be spotting out at least 3 individuals in total from the MVP side. That might just hurry them over towards the B bomb site, and you can already tell Miniseta with a bomb on his way with 2 teammates. Gonna get an easy bomb plant. And again, not a whole lot Heroic can do in this kind of a scenario. After plant-wise, they're just going to have to set up for exit, see if they can find a weapon or two. Might be easier said than done, though. Glow.
He's moving in a really funny way, Glow. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not your traditional way of moving about, especially while shooting.
Oh, I would actually love it if we could just spectate him a couple of times and see if that's like a continuous thing.
I wouldn't be surprised. I remember the first time I saw, or when Rain started doing this in early CSGO with the crab spraying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just looked so awkward, but he kept making it work. It was extremely frustrating, but...
Yeah, I still get a little bit tilted when I get killed by people who do that.
Oh, yeah. It's a bit of a nightmare.
So they make it out all right. They give up the MP7 to Rubino. I'm not sure that, I mean, they're going to have rifles anyway now. He's just going to keep it. Fair play. It's great if you can make it work and you've got a solid economy pretty early on if you can get like one kill and survive the round with it.
Yeah, it does allow you, Heroic, to actually get a defuse kit as well on their hands. So something similar to this yesterday with Navi as well. Edward holding on to Mac-10 into the buy round. So they could get extra utility because the rest of the team wasn't necessarily too well off, economically speaking. Right now, though.
And this third round, I mean, there are options for going aggressive on cash on the CT side, but we do sometimes see sort of whole CT sides where nobody does. Like people just don't do anything.
I feel like oftentimes that's when you see people having a really rough CT side as well.
Yeah.
So remains to be seen if this is the mantra that Heroic are going to be following for the better part of the half. Obviously, it comes down to what MVP are able to do with this as well. Because again, if a team is not able to punish you off of your default setups, then there's no real reason for you to change things up. For right now, though, it just seems like a pretty standard setup initially. This might be actually a setup for a bit of a split here. You've got Zeph and Mini Zeta boosted up, and then you got all the nades coming out over the E-bomb side initially as well.
This could be great. Smoked off towards mid, smoked off the top highway so they can sort of make their way in. Going to be setting up the Molotovs all the way in the back. Let's see how this works. I like the beginning of the strategy, but S-Tag and Nico going to be picking up 2 big kills, and just like that, they all fall. Nico with a triple. Glow didn't even make it out. I think he just died to the Molotov. That I kind of wish we could see a repeat of that because that's actually a good setup for MVP. They just lost all the initial battles.
Yeah, I think both of the mid players, both Zeph and Mini Zeta, go down to S-Attack through smoke, if I'm not mistaken. Which is obviously unfortunate. That's not something you can really account for, but that is obviously an integral part for MVP to be able to allow the space for Glow to get out of doors and create some avenues for the guys coming out of A main as well to find opening picks on the bomb site.
Oh god.
Oh, attempt at a run boost. That would have been really good, like into the Molotov as well.
It would have worked because, as you can tell on the other side, Solo's boosted up with the AWP. So as he's crouching here, he would have been shot in the face by the guy who was being run boosted. That would have been so good. Heroic trying to pull out all the stops here early on in map number 2. Good grenade on him. Going to make Solo a little bit uncomfortable. Again, we'd like to see that ult really be put into use. He fought it a couple of times on Mirage, and we didn't see any really big rounds where he sort of changed the outcome too much.
That didn't do a whole lot with it. Right now, lining up a smoke. And no real commitment from MVP yet, though. Bomb still dropped in T-spawn, so they have no real intention of actually going for it. Oh, that's a pretty massive gap. Yeah,
and even worse, obviously, when you're turning this corner, you're anticipating that that smoke's going to have helped you out in some way, and it might actually do the opposite. So
I guess they might actually have obviously thrown that smoke so many times that they actually know that if anyone's holding an angle, that's the only place they could stand to have vision. Yeah. So you can pre-fire it.
It'd be fun to see.
Especially because you have to be on top of the toxic barrel, right? So you have no cover. Normally, it's a really awkward battle to take from mid. If he's got his head covered, or basically the only thing showing is his head over the toxic barrel.
Good reaction here. Freiburg giving him 1 big kill. Turns it into a double, nearly a triple. He hits the headshot on Mini Zeta. That was definitely a great sequence coming out from him. Flashed in by a teammate initially, anticipating the push from MVP. That's so frustrating, especially when you've waited this late in the round.
Yeah.
You've made a little bit of noise in the middle, and as you're setting up for that B hit, the flashbang comes and, I mean, lose 2 players before you even get close to executing.
Yeah, no, that's really well done by Heroic. And it seems like it's a measure they take off of the back that they've given up mid control, so they feel like they need to grab something elsewhere on the map, and it's just the perfect timing for it. And they do it actually in a proper manner as well. Because you do have instances where players just kind of walk out on their own, no flashes, no nothing. And at that point, it's the kind of thing that snowballs an entire round out of control.
Grenade.
Decent damage. Not the greatest of buys on MVP either. Got 1 AK, 2 Galils. Do have plenty of utility though. Freiburg just constantly doing chip damage through the smoke.
Yeah, Modi there to try and assist him in case anything comes through, although they're going to run right in. Almost no break at all, and Modi, you can tell he just wasn't ready for it. Freiburg, they might know that he's in here. They should know that he's in here somewhere. S-Tackle picked up one. Freiburg flanks around and drops the guy carrying the bomb. That's a huge kill coming in once again, and he's going to go for a bit more. Freiburg almost with a double, but he does get taken down. Not sure if he was out of bullets at the end. Glow with a perfect headshot, taking down Rubino. And just like that, MVP are in the lead in this round. Nico maybe could have got that kill. Indeed, the bomb drops again. And the grenade, is he going to walk right into it? Minicetta gets down. Nico almost able to do it, but Glow will take him down. A triple for him instead. And MVP, a massive round they desperately needed.
Not the, I guess, by the book of play that you would have liked to see out of MVP. I've thought for a second there, because the bomb was dropped so far back after Freiburg rotated through the vents area, that they would have picked up the bomb, run over towards A, because Nico's already made a ton of sound that he's still over towards that B bomb side. You can leave one of the MVP players to kind of keep him busy and keep him guessing in that sense, but I still make it work. Great job by Glow, though. He's really the hero of that round for MVP, and the aggression is going to continue from Heroic here. Run boost didn't work, but traditional one, it's going to do the job, at least initially.
Quick trade, but this is always the problem. Now you have a guy who's sort of out in the open. They're not going to try and punish him falling back, but sometimes that actually does happen. You just get caught, so nice grenade in return. And yeah, hard to tell who comes out on top of this one because the weaponry is still kind of all over the place. It's a MAC-10 in play, but there's a C-set in play on Freiburg.
Wow. To bolster up that mid defense, they have boosted up Modi into the vents as well. So quick rotations available as well. MVP not seemingly sure as to what they want to do. They haven't had any presence or shown anything towards that A bomb site, so they're just leaving Rubino alone there for now. MVP might have to at least keep Heroic honest in that sense. Throw some of the utility they have left towards that A bomb site if they don't want to commit to it, just to force a rotation up.
Yeah, they're so low on utility right now. That's the big problem. Like, normally they'd be able to Molotov out Modi in the vent or anything like that. This time they're just going to be walking in, and that could be a problem. Modi's going to win that first fight, and might be falling back. He's actually trying to predict that push in from Sign, and he's going to be able to, or sorry, not from Sign, but from
Glow, yeah.
Glow, yeah. Sign was there to catch him, though, which is good news. Freiburg on the bomb site with the C-set 75. Only 15 seconds. If he can get one kill here, that might actually make a big difference. He's being hunted. The push in from Nico, turning around and dropping the bomb planter. But again, Solo going to be there in time. MVP cutting these rounds so unbelievably close.
They're playing with fire right now.
Yeah.
As you said, it's 15 seconds as they move towards that B bomb site, and Heroic actually get the kills they need in many ways. It's just luckily for them, Solo, who is the initial lurker, as you can see, finds Rubino rotating over. They're just in the nick of time. If Nico makes it back towards, I guess, behind the wall of headshot, right, and is able to jump on top of the site, he can play Ring Around the Rosie for the time that remains in that round. There's no hope for Solo to actually get a bomb plant in that kind of scenario, so he has to find the kill. Solo gets boosted into mid. No, actually didn't. He just jumped up on his own.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you seen that clip with Oscar?
Yes, I have.
I think, yeah, you might have shown me that.
Yeah, I can't really explain it. I don't know what's happening.
Is there a bug now where you can jump higher than you initially could?
I mean,
because I don't think you can do that red box.
No,
jump
you can't. Like definitely
initially by yourself.
Maybe he's figured out something that we don't know. You're right. There is a trend going on that's a little bit odd. So. 6-2. However close it may be, MVP are doing something right here. So they're up 4 rounds. Heroic, economically not looking all that great.
I'm really curious to see if they're going to hold on to these MAC-10s now. They have to know that Heroic are going to be buying up. They're going to have a pretty much full buy.
Got rid of one.
Yeah, got rid of one. I'm happy to see that. So Glow, I guess he was the one with the lowest money on their side. They still have 7.1 on Solo, but I guess they want to have a potential off to pull out at a later stage. It's a bit of a backup plan, but. Said we're going to have the quicker pace, and Heroic, they're going to get aggressive as well.
They run right in. Somehow MAC-10 is the one that does a double opening for Glow. And, well, there you go.
If it works, it works.
The flashbangs look really good, but I guess if your crosshair's already trained on that entrance, just holding down mouse 1 is going to be enough some of the time.
Yeah. Glow with that movement.
Yeah, that's what makes the difference. As Tiny picking up 1, but wasn't ready for the follow-up. If he could have got it, don't know. They still would have been quite far away.
Yeah,
wouldn't have been an easy retake.
Would have been a tall order. As you can see, Madi, no utility, no diffuse kit either. Solo's already on the hunt. They know how much Heroic are struggling right now from an economic point of view. This is definitely like a completely different look of MVP, though. Even though a lot of the rounds have been very close, that has to be said. Heroic have been inches away from resetting MVP. They've managed to hold on. That was definitely not the case for Mirage. That was more just like a one-way train. That
they look really lost on that map. I think Sign almost caught Muddy while he was just initiating a jump there, so that looked really fun.
Yeah, it sounded like Zeph busting out the LOL. Madi just with the casual CS response.
Has 100% trust that Nico as a wingman going up. Yeah, looking up girls.
There you go.
I mean, it's good to have that.
That's a duo I would like to see. Just going out.
Why not? 7-2, and again, Heroic broke playing with pistols. This is a great turnover event here for the South Korean team. They're going to be thrilled if they can bring this to a third map.
Yeah,
especially in the fashion that they're doing it in right now.
Yeah. And if you go back to Starladder, right? Like, this was the one map they managed to pick off of Energy, and Energy obviously been doing really well for themselves.
Yeah.
So no small feat by any means. And I guess in a funny way, Cash has gone from being the map that everybody plays to a map that's become somewhat obscure amongst the top level teams. So for MVP to kind of have this as their call to strength really can be really beneficial, because teams stop practicing or stop putting as much effort into certain maps over time. You know, we've seen it with Mouse Sports and Mirage, for instance. And that's when you can really grab, you know, teams by surprise, especially when you're considered a significant underdog.
Yep, that's absolutely true. Muddy has picked up a Deagle, but they're playing it so carefully right now. They're
not even moving anywhere on the map.
No, they just expecting Heroic to make some sort of mistake.
No. To be fair, that is theoretically the right move to make. And again, you don't want to waste too much time, but as long as you have this planned out, this is a really good approach. You'll find one, but that's it. You're perfectly fine with that for MVP, and Zion's going to take out Nico from headshot. That leaves Rubino. He does have a Deagle as well. Just late to find Sign crossing, and MVP get an 8th round.
Yeah, this is such a powerful start. It's definitely not done yet. Heroic can obviously turn this around, but I think they need to get up to like 6 rounds-ish in the first half here before we can take it really seriously.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult to be down this much early on.
Yeah, and we talked about how like normally passive CT sides is what is usually a bane of is usually I guess a similarity amongst all weak CT sides. You become too static, you just get run over. That hasn't necessarily been the case for Heroic either. Again, they've been aggressive multiple times through mid. They've tried aggressive A main pushes. We've seen Freiburg getting flashed on with the B as well. So it's not for the lack of trying that Heroic aren't able to grab rounds here.
Muddy pushing out alone as well. He did have Freiburg behind him that could maybe flash and help, but that's a very aggressive push with AWP. Now the trick up the sleeve here is there's another one waiting as well somewhere on the map, so double AWP with Rubino holding alone on A. Yeah,
Freiburg's actually going to make the full rotation over towards A here because Madi is posted up on B with that AWP. That's going to be beneficial, but he could so easily get smoked out from this position. And Essetag and Nico, they're so deep inside of mid-connect here that they can't really help immediately if a sudden execute comes out. Even Freiburg rotating over towards mid. We might actually see something from Heroic where they try to go for an information play. Well, that's actually going to deny that. Zeph finds Rubino on the A-bombs, and that's going to just create a full rotation from Heroic.
Yeah, they need to get here and pretty quick as well. Freiburg holding the door just for a minute. 40 seconds left as Miniseta takes down Freiburg. It's a great kill to come out just at the right time, and they will get one in return, though. As Nico just getting one as tag, unable to connect with the AWP, and now the bomb is being planted, although I think in the default positions, that could be dangerous. Nice improvised boost here coming in from Heroic. If they can get up on the bomb, this might work out. Nico going to be taking down the kill on solo. That's really smart play. And there's a flank coming in as well. If they can just buy a little bit of time, this might actually work out. Modi scoped up and Glow's holding by the forklift, just waiting. He's going to win that fight against Nico. So now it's a 2-on-2. Glow goes down, and now the question is, can Seth hold his own on the back of the bomb site here? The grenade is going to, well, it's actually going to be S-Tag, but the grenade probably would have forced him out as well. And the bomb defuse will obviously go through with the defuse kit and everything. So close round, and that could have gone horribly wrong for Heroic, but they managed to pull it back. That boost inside of the smoke is pretty great.
I think that's really what turns everything around. Otherwise, you would have had a Heroic team. As you can see, they do have some utility, but most of it is on Madi, who's doing the long flank. So they don't have that many things to work with to actually get through these smokes. They would have to wait them out. And again, you didn't really have too much time at the end of that retake, even with a diffuse kit. So if you let that time pass, you might be in a really, really hairy situation for Heroic. So that boost just opens everything up. Quick smokes coming into mid from MVP. They're just going to bust right out here. Really quick change of pace.
Unbelievably fast. Freiburg, he will pick up one big kill, but he was completely surrounded after that. Are they going to be able to smoke off Modi? That's a missed shot, and another one coming in. That's not a good look. Smoke goes in. At least he actually survives. Trying to fall back and maybe see if they can have some more impact later on. The Molotovs, though, are going to keep them back for a while, and they're kind of out of the bomb site now. How do they get back in?
They do have the utility, at least, to section off two places on the bomb site if they'd like to. S-Attack throws down his molly, but still flashes to be played with here for MVP's side. This is going to be a really tough job. 2 ops and a retake on B. I don't know how you do it. You need to find an early frag, otherwise you're probably better off just holding.
There may be one. It wasn't exactly early because the bomb has been down for a little while. They need to go very quick. They have to sort of commit to this if they want to do it. They're going to be pushing in. Rubino jumping down. That's a good kill. S-Pack taking down Sign, and Miniseta completely going to go down. Does get a double kill, but this is really, really, really close. Going to be on the defuse. It's almost like they actually waited too long even when they had it. That's so close. They actually stumble around on the bomb side, and Nico had the defuse kit, so I don't even know why he didn't just straight defuse.
I guess I'm not really sure if he picked that up mid-round or not, but obviously if he bought it, he should have been aware, but maybe he ran over a defuse kit without knowing it. But yeah, that definitely got close. I mean, people were looking so okay as well. It's just like again, superb use of utility from Heroics on there to actually allow the guy coming out from upper. First off, they smoke off B entrance on the T side of things to allow him to drop down from higher to find the first kill onto Glow. And there's no real response to it as well, so Minizeta's forced to run through the smoke, and that really messes things up. Sign though. Again, very quick to get into aiming. Gets traded out by Rubino, but still, 4v4, that's something you can play with. That's a pretty significant advantage for the T side. They do have lots of utility as well. Oh, Rubino.
Sneaking in. He doesn't realize there's a guy really close. But even if he gets this kill, he's going to make it out. Seth unable to react in time, but maybe Glow can. Still a 3-on-2 now as Seth is going to be able to take down Rubino, and a great headshot to follow. That's beautiful. You did warn us that Seth maybe was the guy to look out for, and definitely smooth in this round. Modi just probably saved the AWP.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them go for a somewhat optimistic retake with double ops in the previous round. Solo op versus 3 players, not going to be any easier. But yeah, MVP bring it right back. So when they were looking to get to a point where maybe their economy gets broken, they would have to equal, and obviously Heroic, you talked about it, you know, we'd have to get to 6 rounds or so to really take this seriously, to believe really that Heroic had a chance going into the second half, and they would have been in a prime position to do so.
Yeah, it would have looked really good. Could have maybe even been 7 if they could have won this round, but at the moment, their economy is going to be questionable at best. Modi. Oh, inside the smoke, and he doesn't make it out.
Last second. That's painful.
Yeah.
That means you can't really buy up around it. I mean, not that the economy on Heroic side is great by any means, but if you have an op on Modi, he can drop off a UMP. Nico can get a FAMAS. You can buy around with the CZs on the 2 remaining players. Still get a fair bit of utility, full armor.
Yeah.
And you can actually get a lot of stuff done with it. Modi's already showcased that he could go. He does have the ability to go aggressive with that op to find picks on the B bomb side. And a lot of time, if MVP are playing defaults, they only have Zion around that area, so you can kind of close that section off that map immediately and do cheat rotations.
There would have been some options to play with, but they've all been taken away. And they're going to be just essentially aiming for that last round to see if they can pick it up and make it 5-10, because this one is going to be all USPs. And again, MVP just playing an absolutely solid T side here. Some of the rounds have been really, really close, but you can tell that they're so much more well-versed in playing this map than they were on Mirage.
Definitely so. I mean, if they were to bring it to a third map, that would be Train. And I've seen MVP play Train in the past, so it does worry me a little bit. But for now,
not good memories.
No, not at all. But for now, they are doing a pretty damn good job. Heroic, very spread out. They've given up the entire A bomb set. They just might go for gamble stack on B here.
Yeah, fair play. It looks like it isn't the right call, but you've got to do something, right? Yeah,
no, this is pretty much your only chance to actually have a very realistic opportunity to win the round. So just do whatever you can. Still, though, MVP just going through the motions, throwing them Molotovs left and right, clearing out the bomb site. And that should make for double figures for the Korean side.
Yeah, what a great turn of events. I can't believe that, especially after getting beaten up 16-6 on the first map. You know, you think that's not the best beginning, and maybe could have unsettled them a bit. Solo catching for the view, exiting the B bomb side. In fact, doing a fine job at the moment. Glocks out. Body's going to be going down. That's a great cleanup.
Nicely done. Doesn't go down. Barely takes any damage, actually. So the old veteran stays firm to pick up a 4K. And really, everyone on MVP has actually been chiming in so far this map. 13 on Solo after that 4K, 10 on Zyne, 11 on Minizetta, the newcomer, Glow with 12. Glow's been pretty significant in a lot of these close rounds as well. Yeah. Seth sitting at 9, so the only one in not in double figures as of right now. But yeah, everyone from MVP doing their part.
That's very, very close to being a connection there. Classic wall bang on Cash. And it absolutely will kill you on the other side.
The body bag.
Now let's see. Freiburg a little bit aggressive, pushing all the way out. And he's got S-Tag and Muddy fairly close by to help out in case anything goes wrong. He's actually going to be pushing forward into the smoke, and somehow he finds Seth. I don't think he could see anything, and he doesn't make it out either, but that's going to be frustrating.
Yeah. Considering he only had an MP7 as well, that's a pretty big get. This does spread the defense of Heroic rather thin. You can see Nico's by Car to kind of help out. Rubino's boosted up on Abe. But they're actually, deciding to give up mid-control almost completely. Two players steady on that B-bomb side. We've seen a lot of Molotovs coming in from MVP. Maybe they'll actually have one in place, but that's not going to be the case, actually, as they run in towards the tower on the bomb site. Minizetta finds one, but Solo is there to trade him out. It's the bomb site loss for Heroic.
Decent damage through the smoke, and they do make the cross on over. As soon as that boost is happening, they kind of know there are going to be two people on the bomb side, so that's a big tell if you're coming in from the T side. Rubino's come in with a really long flank, and he's going to be able to get that kill on Solo. I'm not sure what was happening there. Oh, the grenade he had out. That's so unfortunate. Now it's a 2-1-2. Zyne with the health. Glow not so much, and that's a beautiful headshot. Rubino out in the open alone, and Zyne will take him down. He's been on point as well with these headshots. 11-4 in favor of MVP. What a great beginning here for the South Korean team.
Yeah, impressive first half right there. Fun to see Zyne getting into the thick of things as well. He had a really rough game on Mirage. Didn't really get the chance to do a whole lot and showcase his skill. Not the case on Cash, though. Remains to be seen, though, how efficient their CT side can be. I mean, doesn't matter how high of a level you get to, you always have certain teams who do really well on the T side of Cash and then just fall apart completely.
That is true. It's always a weird experience. I think even some of the pro teams do this every once in a while.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the French teams are notorious for it, having excellent T sides, and then you have no idea what's going on their CT side. There you have it. Hopefully that's
I say pro teams. I just mean some of the top teams.
What is it? Are you trying to exclude the French here?
Yeah, I'm just trying to leave them out.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, you talked about how Heroic were setting up with their A stack and the pistol run on the first half. MVP taking a page out of the same book. But they've gone one up. They've got 4 players on that A-bomb site.
Yes, indeed. They're so ready for this. If they win this round, I don't think Heroic have any dream of actually making this cash map work, and they're just getting shut down left and right. Sign picking up 2 big kills, make it a 3rd for him, and all of them headshots. Rubino, yeah, he was meant to be the late lurker into the middle. Could have maybe opened it up. Now he's been spotted, and Solo will take him down 12-4. I think that might have been pretty much the final nail in the coffin here on cash for Heroic.
You would imagine so, and for all the CZ shenanigans we saw yesterday, that hasn't really been the case. It hasn't gone the way of Heroic so far. Haven't been able to do too much with it, but they're going to opt in. It's full committal here. Freiburg actually opting for a PT50 instead. I mean, he's going to pick up the utility instead, though. So he's got 2 flashes to his name. Madi with a Molotov and a smoke. Nice to be seen it. They're just going to go really quick here, judging off of this. Molotov goes down into checkers already. And Freiburg lining up the pop flash here.
Yeah. Not going to catch anyone immediately. And Seth following up nicely with the MP7. They are shutting it down. Really ready for it, MVP. They had all the men on the bomb side they needed, and just overall good defense. Freiburg really doing his best there with the P250, but they couldn't do much. I mean, the pop flash wasn't the only thing they needed to work, but the fact that it didn't catch anyone means they're just not worried at all.
Yeah, Seth on the corner of the first barrels, just able to find at least 1 easy frag, do significant damage onto a 2nd player, and also the fact that MVP once again preemptively stack a bomb site. So there's 3 players, and again, even if that flash would have been successful for 1 or even 2 players in that scenario, the 3rd player from MVP would definitely be able to rack up a ton of kills. So MVP just seemingly can do no wrong as we move on. Not going to go aggressive. They know they're up against a full eco at this point, so there's no real reason for you to take massive risks here. Zine is in a very aggressive position, though, so he could potentially get caught out.
Yeah, somehow they get run down. One will be dropped for a minute, and a nice lineup here for Glow. Getting a quick triple indeed. Still a 2-on-2, so a little bit weird that they weren't able to be in better positions for this kind of a push, and some weapons have been picked up here on the Heroic side. Jumping on in Seth, oh my god. Freiburg is not going to be happy about that situation, but there was a return, and Modi going to be flicking in. That's so quick. Taking down Seth, and somehow Heroic win the round.
Yeah, one of the issues for MVP right there is that the 3 rifles they had in that round were, no, the 2 rifles they had in that round were all placed on the A-bomb side. Zine just isn't able to do anything at all because he's caught in a really awkward position that he never really should be in any case, considering what they're going up against. But that allows for the 2 remaining, like both Freiburg and Madi, to pick up Colts. I don't think Freiburg gets the first kill onto, I think it's Mini Zeta, rotating in if he doesn't have a Colt in that kind of scenario. And the same thing for Madi as well. Like, landing those headshots, like, definitely great, but you need the weaponry as well to follow up on it. You need to have the firepower to do the damage required.
13-5 for MVP. I don't think that worried, but obviously it would be devastating if Heroic made some sort of comeback. And as you sort of alluded to, I've seen it in the past on Cash. Something really can go horribly wrong when you lose the economy on the CT side. You start to play more passive. Maybe as a result, you get a little bit worried, you get a little bit scared, and suddenly just nothing works. So don't want to get into that rhythm. See what they can do, MVP, when they can pick up rifles. It's going to be interesting. And they should be able to this round, right? Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Just a little bit of hesitation. To be fair, it's not going to be the greatest about it. Sign is actually opting to go for an MP9, so he can have utility instead. He's actually going to go for an HE instead of a Molotov, which... Actually, all of them go for HEs instead of Molotovs, which is really weird. Maybe they've been studying Astralis, but even Astralis like Molotovs.
Rubino actually, that flashbang saved him, and he's going to make it back around the corner as well. He sort of heard them running, but he had no idea they were that close. Glow doing a lot of damage, so even if they got the first kill, I'm not sure if Heroic are exactly coming out on top here. Solo almost getting caught, and Glow indeed will get caught, so Heroic very low, all of them, but they're getting the fights they need.
So much damage being done. There we go. Zeph finally is able to pounce on it. 3 quick kills, and that leaves Madi alone. And he took tag damage as he walked through that smoke, so I'm pretty sure they know where he is.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I'm not really sure if that was like a Molotov or just a random shot, but definitely should have heard it.
Madi turns back. There's the kill on Seth, and now Miniseta knows where he is for a minute, but again, as we talked about,
Information decay.
yeah, it does go away pretty quickly, so 50 seconds on the clock for Modi, and
Modi's playing these 1v1s very uniquely.
yeah.
Like we saw it on Mirage, leaving the bomb, basically clearing at one bomb site to, well, force the hand of really of the, I think it was Zine in that 1v1. Now,
It makes sense for Miniseta to stay here because, like, if
short
he,
rotation time to B, he's going to get confirmation that it's not a B plant very easily by
and if he
sound.
goes back down the vent, then he can't really get back up, so he has to run the longer way around.
Yeah.
And this way he can probably be able to do it. So, yeah, gonna go for it.
Now he's onto it. Now he just needs to, well, I say easier said than done, right? But he needs to figure out where Modi's playing for.
He actually failed that jump the first time, Modi. That was very scary. Now he's up in an absolutely superb position. And this bomb plant from Miniseta, he's not loving the fact that it's out in the open. He gets shot down from any number of ways. And walking past, going to tap the bomb. As soon as Modi stands up, that should be an easy kill. He actually misses his jumps back down on the low ground. The grenade could actually do it. Oh, Modi, he's gone. That's so perfect. And the defuse is going to be in. Absolute touchdown grenade. 44 health to 0.
Wow. But, like, Modi plays that so well. The position he takes as well, like, Miniseta has absolutely zero clue as to where Modi is. And Modi's just able to not close it out. Like, that should be a kill every day of the week for him. And, you know, you've seen the kind of shots he can hit just previously in a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah.
You would imagine that would be a sitter for them. That's a massive opportunity lost for Heroic. I mean, they do get a bomb. Oh, the nade damage.
That's a lot of barbecue going on in the middle. That I don't even know what to really say.
Oh, that's Heroic just full committing from like freeze timing out. Like, we're going into mid. Now they come to put out this the Molotov and then the fall-up grenade that slows them down as well, right? So you just sit there and stew.
Wow.
Look at that. Was that a failed smoke, actually?
It might have.
At the back?
It might have been.
Well, that just makes matters worse for Heroic as well.
Yeah, because they're thinking it's fine. We're smoked off. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Obviously not the case.
Never extinguishes. Oh, match point. Well, I shouldn't say match point. Map point for MVP.PK. They've just been rolling on this cache map so far.
Hey, they lost 16-6 on Mirage. They're just looking to looking to even things out here.
An eye for an eye.
Yeah, and bring it into train. That could certainly be interesting. Sign going to be playing by the forklift. Modi walking into his back turned, not aware that anyone was going to be there. Sign getting a bit worried that someone else can come and look for him, but he's still doing just an amazing job here. Doesn't need to peek anymore at this point. They don't have any grenades, obviously, to really get rid of him, so just wait it out, and that's going to be Nico going down next. Rupino is going to fall 16-6 as MVP, exact their revenge on Heroic, and we're going to go to map number 3. What a win for the Koreans.
Yeah, solid win. Everyone having their moments to shine, really. See smiles,
yeah,
all across the board. But that was, yeah, an impressive win from MVP, and you can kind of see that the win they had versus Energy at Starlighter wasn't necessarily just a fluke.
No, they're pretty good on playing cash. That's just a job well done overall. Train's going to be coming out as the final one,
yeah,
and we're going to get to that right after the break. So stay with us.